and I have had an eating disorder since I was 14 years old. Well, that was so long ago that we really didn't call it eating disorders. I just always was a heavy child, and my family was always pushing me to go on a diet, do this or do that. And when I was 18, I lost about 40 pounds one summer, and well, I was probably 17 because I started my senior year in high school, and my best friend wore a size 0, and I thought that I was very fat, and I was 5'8" and 125 pounds, which is not fat. I mean, for me, I should be weighing about 150, 160 pounds. I'm way over that now, but I was way under that when I was 18, and I thought I was fat because my best friend weighed 88 pounds. So having an eating disorder really warps your sense of perception, and it is one of those things that I know clinically now. It's a disease of perception, but also control. You can control what you put in your mouth or don't put in your mouth. You can control what you keep in your body or don't keep in your body. And I was never one to be bulimic. I didn't try to throw up. I didn't try to exercise. I was bulimic in that I was an overeater. And the more my family tried to put me on a diet and make me do and tell me that I'm heavy, even though 125 pounds, I was underweight. And they even told me I still needed to lose weight. It was just, there was this constant thing to be thin. And sure enough, the people I was around were very thin. But, I didn't realize that, my friend was 88 pounds. She was also 5'8". She was anorexic now, I know that. But I didn't know it then. I can look back and look at all the features of her body and know that she was anorexic. But I didn't understand that then. So, I've come to understand over the years that it is a control issue of other people trying to control your body and you fighting for control of your body. And now I'm to the point that, I know when my eating is it's getting out of control, and I can stop that. But it's still that perception of, in my mind, I don't weigh as much as I do. And the same way when I was thinner, in my mind I didn't weigh what I did then. I was always either too much bigger or much smaller than my actual size. Stay healthy. Food is something your body needs for fuel. It's not something to reward yourself with, to celebrate with, which is very different than a lot of our southern way of life. We celebrate with food. That's it. Comfort food to me is mac and cheese. When I know I'm depressed, when I start craving mac and cheese and I just can't have enough of it, I know I'm depressed at that point. So learn to trust yourself, learn what your triggers are, and don't get caught up in the hype of being like somebody else. Be yourself. That's the biggest key. Be yourself. There is nobody like you. And don't let other people tell you what you should do or should not do. And that's where the control issues come in, because they may tell you that you need to lose weight or gain weight or be different or wear this or wear that. And if it's not you, don't do it. Just, be true to yourself and figure out who you are. That I didn't have one. I mean, I've been through 2 eating disorder treatment programs. The last one I got kicked out of because I did not eat enough vegetables. And it made no sense to me. I was supposed to have had 3 servings of fruit, 4 servings of vegetables, and for the course of a day, and I had 3 servings of fruit, I had 3 servings of vegetables, and I was full. I mean, I had meat, but I was full. I didn't want the extra vegetables. And that was where the control issue comes in. I got kicked out because I didn't eat enough food, but I was too full. So it didn't make sense to me. But it was just a matter of control. They're trying to tell me what I need to put in my body, and I'm like, I don't have to follow what you tell me. So that was at my worst, and that was when I was everything I was doing centered around my food, and just trying to meet everybody else's expectations of what I needed to do. And I'm a little bit stubborn, a little bit hard-headed, and I just did not want to follow everybody else's rules. So I mean, I weigh more now than I've ever weighed in my life, but I'm also healthier in some ways. My mind certainly is. I still catch glimpses of myself in the mirror and go, who is that woman? But I am more comfortable in my skin than I have ever been in my life. Again, just be comfortable in yourself. Know who you are. Know what it is that you want to accomplish. Stay healthy. I mean, right now, I'm having knee replacement surgery because I'm overweight and it has destroyed my joints. Stay healthy. Take care of your body because it's the only one you're going to have. And there's an old saying from rock and roll and I don't even remember who it was, but some old rocker said, if I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself years ago. It's true. You've got to take care of yourself from the get-go and stay healthy, and don't get caught up in the numbers. Numbers made me crazy. And I didn't weigh for years just because I could tell in my clothes whether or not I was losing or gaining weight. And because numbers made me crazy. I would see the numbers, and as they dropped, it sent off a terror alert to me because, I mean, when I was thin, there was a lot of pressure. I was raped. There was just a lot of sexual pressure on me, and I think that part of my weight has been a defense against that. But now I know I'm not that same person I was at 17. And it's just, you've got to stay healthy, be healthy, and take care of yourself. That's the best thing.
Oh, I'm Jennifer Richards, and I was about 11 or 12. I was really young. Mine was shorter lived. It was like about a year long. So I know that a lot of people struggle with it for longer, but I had a lot of help that got me out of it. I really didn't. I mean, I'm sure I had heard of them, but it was so far from me. And when I began my eating disorder, I never would have lumped myself into being one of those people. I did. So I started my pediatrician suggested that I be hospitalized at the time just for being so underweight. But instead, my mom suggested that I go to daily counseling. So that's what I did. I had one friend in particular that pretty much spent the majority of the summer with our family and was really encouraging, and she was one person I felt like I could reach out to. Um, and your family was supportive in getting me help, but no one really understood the ins and outs of it. I don't think you can unless you're going through it. It's hard to say because I don't think a lot of people with eating disorders know that they have one. Um, when I went into it, mine was just trying to lose weight, going on a diet, and then it just kind of spins out of control and being one thing in your life that you can control, which is what you eat and how much weight you lose because of it. So it would be to open up, admit you have a problem, and get help. When I looked at that question, the answer that came to mind was just lonely. I felt really lonely, like there was nobody that understood, and even people that had previously had eating disorders that came to try to help me, I rejected what they had to say because I didn't think I had one. I didn't think they could understand what I was saying. So I would say loneliness.
Okay. That's all my questions. Do you have anything that you want to say?
Well, just it's not a fun place to be. I know that I remember lying in bed and feeling like I was like down in a deep hole, and people were kind of trying to throw me ladders and ropes to climb up, but I just couldn't get up. I knew I wasn't in a good spot and I wanted to get out of it, but it was just a cycle that was so hard to get out of. So I remember praying a lot just to be healed and to get out, and I believe that's what did it for me.
Your name?
Holly Tickle. I listen to what their story is, what's been going on with them. I would help them to think about what kind of issues have they been dealing with in their family, in their social life, in their feelings about their parents, and then we would just talk about those issues. So I really don't give advice specifically. It's more that I help them to kind of think about what has brought them to this point. I think it's a very big issue in our culture. Very big issue. And lots of girls are very influenced by, I mean, I think it's boys and girls, but I really think of girls more, just how influenced they are by all that our culture tells them they need to be.